So friends, we are here. You are all here to listen to a doctor, and I'm here to learn from you. And I said to learn from you how exactly we live the life we want to live. What is the life we want to live? First of all, we want to be very, very healthy. Second is, we don't want to fall sick at all. Third important thing is, we need to be socially good to all of us. And the fourth important thing is, we need to be economically very sound, that I don't bother about my survival economically. These are a few things we need in our life, and if we manage to get them, rest is very, very simple for us. Life is very enjoyable, life is good, and we simply don't have to worry about anything in our life. And I say worry about anything in our life. And that is the life we want to have, and that is the life we are born to have. Okay. So let's see how we go ahead with it. I have written this book, Alert, Active, Alive at 100. This was one of my first book that I wrote on health for common people. I've been giving lectures to doctors and all. It doesn't mean anything to all of us. We just exchange our knowledge with each other. This was the book I wrote to the people, to all my patients and to the people. What does it show? Alert, active, alive at 100. Let me tell you, I'm a man of pure science. I'm a man who is doing medical research day in and day out. And this is what I wrote. You are born to live for 100 years. First of all, you are born to live. And secondly, it's very easy to live for 100 years. When I wrote this book, I studied on researched a number of centenarians. 6 centenarians, I could talk myself personally to them, spend time with them, understanding what makes them live into their life and live such a great life. And this book is available to you, and I've got a few copies also here from the publishers today. Especially I asked for them in case you can definitely take them if you want to. Now let's come to this. I've put up some points here so that I don't go haywire, because health is such a thing. On each topic I can keep on talking, I can keep on telling you more and more things. So I want to give you a concise thing today with our topic today is, how do I conquer my unconscious mind? And if you learn and if you are able to conquer your unconscious mind, take it from me, well, you will have a life which is totally different. Geeta, we can, I'll definitely give you this thing later on. You don't have to write anything. Put everything into your mind. Just concentrate yourself and you'll make a great living. Okay. So there are 2 questions which I'm going to discuss with you. One is, how do I live a life without a disease? And secondly, how do I conquer my disease if I get one? First of all, I do not want to fall sick. And secondly, suppose I fall sick, like this corona, it can just enter your body from nowhere. What are you going to do it? I should be able to conquer it. These are our 2 clear intentions. And how do we go with these intentions? First of all, I want to give you what is the definition of health. Before 1948, for us, health was absence of a disease. In 1948, WHO took one definition of health, which says health is not just an absence of a disease or an infirmity inside you, but also your well-being physically, mentally and socially. These are the three words they used. And that definition kept on going till 2020. It's only this year I have changed this definition of health. And I look at health much differently. What is my definition of health says? Health is not just an absence of disease or infirmity. Infirmity is deformity, okay? But it is a well-being of every function of your body. It may be a physical function, physiological function, psychological function, social function, as well as economical functions. If I don't have sufficient money to get my needs, I can never ever be healthy. I will always be a sick man. Now, it is a balance of you as a bunch of all these functions vis-a-vis the universe. It is a smooth play of your energy with the energy of the universe. Mind you, we are not a solid body. We are just a bunch of energy. And this energy keeps on moving. It is moving, it is interacting with all of you right now. It's interacting with the chair I am sitting. It's interacting with this laptop with whom I am talking. So this is the energy, and our health depends upon how well I am connected or I am interacting with the energy around me. That is the energy of the universe. And this, my friend, is the definition of health to me. And if you understand the definition of health in this way I have explained, well, rest is up to you. You can never fall sick. Once you create this balance with your universe, your spirit, your energy will start vibrating in tune with that of your universe. And obviously, your body will be full of pleasure at this time, and the joy, the ultimate joy that we are seeking for. This, my friend, to me is a healthy body, and it's very easy for all of us to get this healthy body. All of us, what we have to do is just understand a few principles on which this body works and follow them up, and we will be in a different way. Okay, just to convince you that whatever I am going to talk works in your life, let me I'll spend 2-3 minutes talking about my personal story. I was born as a 6th child in a very poor family. And when I was born, my mother went into a left ventricular failure because of severe anemia following recurrent pregnancies. And we never used to get proper food at that time. So my mother was on a deathbed. Subsequently, she survived, and I've had I didn't have mother's milk to drink. My father could not afford milk for us. At that stage, we used to have a kilo of rice, put it in a cloth, put it in water, and drink that water and survive, a family of 6-7 people. So obviously, I did not have sufficient calories, I did not have sufficient proteins, and I was in a stage of what is called as a kwashiorkor. That's called calorie and protein malnutrition. And when you go into the stage of kwashiorkor, hardly 10 people survive. 10% of people survived. I was fortunately one of those 10%. Yeah. So this is how I came up. Subsequently, yes, at the age of 4, we had a small tailoring. We used to stitch clothes inside the house for the people around us, and you can imagine how small it was with one machine in a village area. I started working at the age of 4, and I went to school for my primary at the age of 7. Fortunately, I was a brilliant child there, And then for 2 years I answered 2 exams, and then I came par with the students of my age. This is how I grew, and subsequently I grew up very well. I never had a problem. I was absolutely brilliant, and all through I used to get economically backward scholarship for my studies. This is how we studied and we came, and then always I was on top. I was to that level. I'll tell you, in 11th was a SSC class for us. In a school, in a remote school, today you have good teachers, good school, and you have good coaches. We did not have that. When I was in SSC, the school did not have a maths teacher, and we had 2 divisions of SSC, and I used to combine both these divisions, and I taught them maths as a maths teacher while I was a student of the same class. That brilliance was there with me, and I came up with the same similar brilliance, and then finally got my admission into medical school, Goa Medical College. I was 6th on the list, so quite in the topmost list of whole Goa. But then what happened then was I was medically failed. When I went for a medical examination, they said I am medically unfit to become a doctor. Medically unfit to become a doctor. And I didn't know what to do, and no one to help us into this. For me, Panjim itself was like a foreign country. And it went on, 6 months happened. They were supposed to be closing down the admissions of that year. So one day the clerk here, head clerk here, Kusum was her name, I still remember that lady, she's still alive, sent me a message saying that my next 4 days, if my fitness does not come, I am out. She will have to call another student because she has to close the admissions. And I was absolutely panicky, just didn't know what to do. She told me one thing. She said, I will give you an appointment, get you an appointment with the professor of medicine. You go and meet him. At least try some last time. She got me an appointment with the professor of medicine, Dr. N.G.K. Sharma. He was 55 years old at that time. He's still very active, very alive, very, very healthy till now. After GMC, the professor, he went to Manipal, and he stays right now in Kumta, and we do meet now. And that time, I don't know what made me think differently. I was a badminton champion into that area with all my defective heart. And I took all my certificates and medals and all, and I went and sat in front of the professor. He took half an hour to explain to me why I should not join medical physically. He said, you got 2 defective valves, and you are not supposed to be living beyond 30 years, that's one. And he says, if I put you the pressure of medical studies, which is so hard, you may even lose your life earlier than that. So I had no chance to sit with him. But something happened to me, and I just took courage and threw him a challenge. Sir, I said, you see my medals. I said, let's make a running competition. Let's start running together. Sir, if I get tired before you, I accept that I'm unfit. But if you get tired before me, you will have to sign my fitness certificate. Senior man, 55 years, looked straight into my eyes, kept on looking into my eyes. For a moment I was scared at that time. Took my papers, signed medically fit, and gave me on the spot. And this is how I joined. And once I joined, I absolutely poured myself into the studies, into the medical life. Till today, I've got finally we have, at the final MBBS, we have 3 papers. One is medicine, gynec, surgery. I've got highest marks in all 3 subjects. Medicine, gynec, surgery. Even if a gynec patient comes, I can give him equal opinion on whatever he wants. So this is how I began my life. And then I poured myself completely into the medical life. In fact, I almost forgot myself. For 7, 8 days, I used to go to medical college and return home after 8 days. I learned to sleep for just 3-4 hours a day. And I used to be good with that. And finally, going through all these things, I came out, started my practice, opened hospital, created whatever Goa did not have. I was the one who created all the firsts I have. Whatever Goa did not have, whatever my people did not have physically, I created all these things for them. Medical, we didn't have nurses, so I started a nursing college. We didn't have paramedical school. I started a paramedical college. And things went on. And at the age of 40, one day I was really zapped. And then, it is then I thought of looking into myself. For the first time, I looked, introspected myself. What am I doing? Why am I so weak today? Why am I so zapped today? I looked into the mirror and started talking with the mirror. At that time, I had glasses which were thick glasses, double vision. My eyes were popping and going up inside with the big swellings here, and I was really, really sick. Then I said, what am I doing? I'm such a good doctor, I could manage everything, I can treat anything that comes along, and I know how to treat. Then I introspected myself, what is medical college teaching us? Medical college is teaching me to how a disease occurs and how to cure a disease. It never taught me how to keep myself healthy. It is then I said something is wrong with this study, and this study is not enough for us. Why should I only treat somebody when he falls sick? Why should I not allow him not to fall sick? At the age of 40, this was the revelation to me, and that is the time I looked at my life differently, and that is the time I went into very, very active research. I was also in practice also, I was very busy all the time. So I used to practice whole days till 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, then sit down in the night for various questions that I had. And I went into real deep research, which I kept on continuing till now. 1975 is the year when I entered into medical life. Today is 2020, it is 45 years I've been working into this life day in and day out. And I asked all these questions to myself. Why should I fall sick? And this is where this book slowly came into being. So friends, that's enough right now. Let me give you some idea, some insight into how we are not going to fall sick. Well, my next slide says mind. See, we know what controls our body. Every or any activity in the body is controlled by the brain. Any activity in the body. Whether I want to lift this mobile or do something, messages has to come from the brain to various structures, to various glands. We called it as neuroendocrine glands and all those sort of things, and then it will go to where I have to pick up something, and simultaneously how do I balance myself. The whole thing happens there. So any activity has to be controlled by the brain. Obviously it involves that any sickness has to be controlled by your brain. Just see, any activity, when it is to be controlled by your brain, obviously sickness is also an activity. Formation of a cancer inside the body is also an activity. Your immunity is also an activity. All these are totally controlled by our brain. Okay? And who controls the brain totally? Is our mind. Okay? Here you are with me? Perfect. Now let's go and study the mind. Today we are actively studying mind, and we know a hell lot of things about mind. We know the thought, our thought, how it comes. We know how the thought travels, like your light travels with waves in a straight line. Your sound travels with waves in a straight line. So also our thought travels in a similar way. Okay? today we are able to study the thought. Today we are able to study the mind pretty well. And if we study the mind totally well, we find mind is, one is a conscious part of the mind, and second is unconscious part of the mind or subconscious part of the mind, whichever you call it. Conscious mind is what we are all doing now. I am talking to you, you are trying to understand something, you try to decide something, I will go back and follow what my doctor has told you, okay? While your unconscious mind is something different. You go with all the good thoughts, from tomorrow I am going to start this. But what happens after a day or two? Either you forget or you change or something else happens and you are back to your old original lifestyle. Why? Because of this unconscious mind. Conscious mind is just 5% of your whole mind, and rest 95% is unconscious mind. Conscious mind is all my wishes and whims and fancies is a conscious mind. And if you look at the strength of this conscious mind can analyze, say, 40 bits of information in a second, while an unconscious mind can analyze 40 million bits of information in a second. So this tells you how powerful is your unconscious or subconscious mind. Your conscious mind, you can keep on putting the facts the way you want, but unconscious mind, you cannot put up the facts the way you want. Your unconscious mind is developed while you are in the mother's womb, say right from week 6 of your inception till the time you are 7 years old. After that, you don't add anything to the subconscious mind. And this what you put into the subconscious mind is playing like a tape recorder into our mind all the time. So whatever you have been created by your parents during that phase of 6th week of pregnancy to 7th year, your attitude and your nature, everything is created at that time. This is why you find from a poor family, however smart the man is, they still remain poor, but from a rich family, however foolish he still becomes rich. Okay, so this is what has gone into their mind at that time. So whatever gets played onto this. So our unconscious mind is the most powerful, tremendously powerful compared to our conscious mind. Okay, so if you want to change yourself, to good or bad, whatever you want to change yourself, you should manage to change your unconscious mind. Changing your conscious mind is just of no use. You will go home and say, doctor gave a nice motivating lecture, but at the end of it, there will be no change in your lifestyle. That's what I said in the beginning. I want a change in our lifestyle because all of us want to have a change. All of us want to live without a disease. Okay, so this is your unconscious mind, and today's effort of ours is to try and see how do we change this unconscious mind. How do we enter our unconscious? Whatever I want to do in my life, how do I put it into this tape recorder of my unconscious mind? Just before that, I'll give you just a glimpse of what our brain functions. Like on a heart, we take an ECG. On a brain, we take EEG. And when we take that, this is how it tells you how the brain works. You have alpha waves, you have beta waves, you have gamma waves, you have theta waves, and you have delta waves. Alpha waves is just when I'm loitering around doing a not serious activity. Beta waves is when I'm really doing serious activity. And gamma waves is I'm really at the peak of it. Right now my brain will be quite a lot into gamma waves. Okay. Then there is a delta waves. When I'm sleeping, now my brain is in delta waves. And while we were a child, right from the mother's womb up to the age of 7, we only had theta waves. All these alpha waves, beta waves, gamma waves came much later. At that time we had theta waves, and during this period of theta waves, our brain is creating the unconscious mind. It is learning from all possible sides. It uses its visual thing, touch, sight, smell, everything it uses, and uses all sorts of imagination things, and the baby learns. So up to this age, you must have heard many times, you teach any number of language to a child, it just picks them up to the age of 7. And Michelle, you are handling these youngsters at this stage. So this is the time, whatever you create in their unconscious mind will be their nature, will be their attitude. This is how they will be. You have to decide whether you want to make them healthy, make them rich, make them intelligent, make them bright, and make them cheerful, and make them enjoy their life throughout. Whatever you put into now will be in that tape recorder of their unconscious mind. And this is how they will subsequently behave into their life. And one little advice I would give you is, do not create a fear into their mind. Fear for nothing. If you create this, anything, your tiger comes into, they should not get feared. If you create this, no fear into their mind, they will be extraordinary individuals. Because if you look at us, all of us stay behind because of one factor in our life: fear. Fear of anything. Fear of my wife shouting at me, fear of a sickness, fear of when I am driving, a fear of an accident. All sorts of fears we have constantly. And it is that one little word, fear, which puts us at a differently. If you manage to remove that fear from their mind, each of these individuals will be an extraordinary, brilliant individual, whatever fields they pick in. And fortunately for us, do we get this theta waves with us anytime? Yes. There are 2 occasions in our day where the brain goes into theta waves. One is when I am sleeping. I finish my work and come home, and from beta waves I start coming into alpha waves, and then slowly when I am sleeping, I will go into delta waves. In between that few time, when I am about to fall sick, my brain is into theta waves. This is one time where it is in theta waves. And then when I get up in the morning, suppose I get up, I am awake, but still my eyes are not opening, my hand and legs are moving. So between the stage of deep sleep to an awake time, that little time, your brain is in theta waves. And if we can make use of these two occasions and put whatever we want into our unconscious mind, we can rewrite the tape of our unconscious mind. And this is exactly the message I want to give you. How exactly do we catch that theta stage and go up along with that? Okay, now there are various processes we have studied with which we can change our unconscious mind. One of the process is a hypnotherapy. While you can be hypnotized nicely, your brain can be put into theta stage, and the man who hypnotizes you can make you do things that he wants. But here there is danger. Now, how someone else will know what I want in my life? And suppose he doesn't do it properly, or if he does it wrongly, he can cause harm to me. So right now, I would not advocate you to go into that hypnotherapy to try and excite or change your unconscious mind. This is one stage. Second stage is when you are in deep meditation, like all the saints going out into Himalayas and sitting meditating for years together, for days together. Those are the people at that stage of deep meditation, real deep meditation, they are into theta stage. Third thing we can do is we can visualize ourselves and make use of the theta stage. We can create beliefs into ourselves during this theta stage time. We can use repetition to enter our unconscious mind, and these are the three things, as we know right now, we can use to enter our unconscious mind. And I'll just give you the science behind all these three things. Okay, and the next thing I will talk to you is something about power breathing. You know, we all know pranayama. That's one of the best thing that we have, best exercise of our life. Your oxygen is your life. Taking more oxygen is what matters. And Corona has taught us so much. For us to come out of Corona sickness, what matters is oxygen, oxygen and oxygen. Okay? And then I will take you into a stage of how can you feel and utilize and use your own energy and go into the stage where you can cure yourself. And then of course the most important thing is your physical exercise. Let me tell you, I won't talk on that, but let me tell you, physical exercise matters. You cannot be a healthy person without a good physical exercise. Okay? So I will take you into things like something like let's work into visualization. Okay? Now our intention is to do a few activity that will help us to enter our unconscious mind. Okay? Now I will give you a small exercise. Can all of you stand up with me? Take your space. Come here. Take this space for you. Take this space for you. This much. Space aside so that you take this space for you. Okay. So that we are also safe and we are. Okay. I am doing one simple exercise. Okay. I am holding my hand. First I will show you. I am holding my hand and I am turning it. Turning it. This is 0 degree. This is 90 degrees. And I am turning it. How much I can take to turn? This will be 105 degrees. My hand is paining. I can't go beyond that. Okay? So this is one exercise we'll do. Then we will imagine of going beyond that, and then we'll try it physically back again. Okay? So let's all of you try how much you can go behind. And keep your angle, remember, to yourself. You remember your angle, how much your hand has gone into. Okay? Do it yourself with all your commitment.
When my wife wants to slap me, her whole hand goes.
Yeah. I hope she does it every day. She should be doing it. We can't say.
No, you become stronger.
Okay? So all of you know your angle. How much angle you can bring it up. Now put your hands down. Now we will not do this exercise. We will visualize that we are doing the exercise. Close your eyes completely. You have to be totally inside. Go internally yourself. And now visualize that you are doing. John, close your eyes completely. Totally. Just be inside you. And now visualize that you are doing the same activity. Okay? Put your hand in front of you. Okay? Don't do it physically. Don't do it physically. Put your hand in. Just go inside. Put your hand in front of you. And now you start moving your hand slowly. You have moved it to 90 degrees. Go behind. Go again. You have moved it to 100 degrees. Go behind. Go behind still. You have moved it to 140 degrees, 150 degrees. You have moved it to 180 degrees. Go beyond. Go beyond. You can still go beyond and still go beyond almost to 360 degrees. Okay? Have you visualized it up? Can you move it up to 360 degrees with your visualization? Okay? Now, let's come out. Let's open the eyes. Okay? Now, let's hold a hand again. Now, let's physically do it. Okay? Then you turn it. turn it, turn it, turn it, turn it, turn it, turn it low, turn it more, turn it more. How much you now you tell me how much you managed to move. Little more than what you could do. And how did you do it? With just one simple visualization. So when you are visualizing, you are making your brain work on it. First you did it physically, then you told your brain, but let me move it further and further, and you are able to do it little bit more, much more, just by one single moment of visualization. Can you imagine if you spend your life in visualizing what you want in your life, where you can reach? Anything is possible. So now when you are visualizing, do one thing. Visualize good things. What do we visualize many times? I visualize fear. I visualize that I am sick. I visualize that something may happen to me. I visualize that my daughter or son there has gone to the market, may meet with an accident. And do you know these things happen? Especially with your children and with your close ones. You are in touch with them, completely in touch with them. Your brain waves are revolving around them. They are at whatever is the distance, you are in touch with them. I'll talk about it when we come to energy utilization. Okay? So the first thing that you are going to do is whenever you want to do anything, you are going to visualize that you have done it the best. You have dressed the best. When you go into the bath, you have had a much comfortable, much enjoyable bath. When you come out, you had a beautiful breakfast. You visualize that you have prepared a lovely lunch. You wish everything that you do, start visualizing that you have done it the best. And see the result yourself. Now I've just shown you, I can give you hundreds of examples, not a problem. But this is one most simplest example which you have seen it yourself. And I don't think you need any proof to know, to understand visualization matters in life. Visualization of a good health. Whatever you want to do, visualize it and it will always happen. Because when you are visualizing, you are creating a picture of that in your brain. You have created a picture of you moving your hand in your brain, and then next stage you just followed that picture. Once I see a picture, it's very easy for me to draw another picture. You just followed the same picture. Okay? So visualization matters. And when are you going to do this visualization? Tell me. During your theta phase. Just when you go to sleep, you can make a small recording, put it in your mobile, put your earphones in your ears and go to sleep with that recording. When you just come out, when you after your sleep, the morning when you are seeing, you just do the same thing back again. Start visualizing what you want. And you will be visualizing through your unconscious mind, because the mind is in theta waves. At that time the door of your unconscious mind is open for you to put in whatever you want. And that's exactly what you should manage to put in. And this is exactly what I managed to put in my life after the age of 40. And today I'm much different than what I was at the age of 40. Okay, come, let's sit down nicely. Anything else you want to know scientifically about visualization? I think this is more than enough. Okay, now let's come to another thing, the belief. We all have beliefs into different things. Okay, religious belief or whatever is it. Belief is a part of our thoughts, basic part of our thought. Bruce Lipton is one of the most intelligent cellular scientists today existing into this world. Whenever you get chance to listen to him, try and spend as much time with him as possible. Bruce Lipton. He had changed the way we think about human cycle or the human nature or the working of our cells. Whenever we always believed, when looking at a cell, we always believed that nucleus of the cell was the brain of the cell. Today he has proved it conclusively. Nucleus is a gonad of the cell. It is meant only to multiply, while the cell membrane of the cell is the brain of the cell. He has proved very conclusively that each cell of yours is an individual by itself. It has got all its system. It has got its digestive system, excretory system, it has got its brain, it has got its reproductive system, all sorts of systems. So each cell is an individual by itself. So if we look at ourselves, we are a colony of 50 trillion cells living together in coordination, in cooperation, in sync with each other. And it is when we manage to live in sync with each other, then we are not sick. The moment that sync is lost somewhere, the moment that synchronization is lost somewhere, that is a disease that we are falling into. Okay? So this is what we are. So this is what we are, just a ball of energy of each one of this individual. And we must respect this individuality of each cell together. So we used to think, okay, we are what my genes are. So many patients ask me, doctor, my father is diabetic, my mother is diabetic, my grandmother is diabetic, so I should get diabetes. No? Scientists decided the cancer was hereditary, diabetes is hereditary. There is no, except for 5, 6, 7, 8 diseases we know so far, like hemophilia, thalassemia, all those few diseases. Rest, all your diseases are environmentally based. They are not genetic diseases. Nothing is carried to you through your parents. What is carried to us through our parents is the habit which they have put inside us during that phase of 6 weeks inside the uterus to 7 years, including losing our head, including losing our hair. So these are all come to us through families because of the environment those families have been creating together. So we are made up of more by environment rather than by the genes. Lipton showed us with a very simple experiment. Now we all have, you all know today we have all stem cells inside us. And these stem cells help us heal all our diseases. So he took one stem cell, okay, put it in a petri dish in his laboratory and provided a nutrition for it, and that nutrition was like blood, okay, and from one cell it became 2 cell, 2 cell became 4 cell, 4 cell it became 16 cell, and it kept on multiplying. In 4-5 days he had a few thousand cells of the same genetic material in his petri dish. Every cell was just the same because it was just a multiplication, okay. And then what he did, he split them into 3 more petri dishes, 1, 2, 3. In one he put a different type of nutrition, in the second he put different, and in all 3 he put different type of nutritions. One cell became a muscle cell, one cell became a heart cell, one cell became a fat cell. This is how we cultivate stem cells and use for organ transplants and all those sort of things. So this is what he did. So the genetic material of each cell was exactly the same, but the environment was different, nutrition was different. So one became heart cell, one became fat cell, one became muscle cell. So our whole life, the life of each cell of ours depends upon the nutrition or the environment that we give to these cells. Alright? So this is exactly what we are. There are so many stories of twins, one landing up in a poor family, one ending up in a rich family. Both of them become different people. In our body, our environment is the blood and the constitutions of the blood. Your blood has so many things, RBCs, WBCs, proteins, okay? The constitutions of the blood. When I am angry, if I am in an angry mood all the time, there are different chemicals floating in the blood. When I am stressed, you have so much of corticosteroid, it may be adrenaline, noradrenaline, which is flowing in the blood. So this environment of the blood becomes different. When I am happy, when I am energetic, when I am enjoying, I will have chemicals would be something like serotonin, dopamine, nitrous oxide, or growth hormone, and many more endorphins we call them. So just depending upon your mood, your brain will create all these chemicals, because that is the way the brain works. It creates chemicals and they flow down and we have a response. So depending upon our faith, we have the response. If you come to me with 100% faith, whatever medicines I give you, you are all right. I've got patients who walk into me, sit in front of me, says, "Doctor, I've seen you, I'll be fine." Even before I write a prescription to them, and they are actually fine. Yes, day before yesterday, the man, your neighbor, Parraman, was brought to me in a comatose condition. Just saw him, examined him, gave a drip. In half an hour he was okay, started getting up, and he went back home. Wife phones me up, he is absolutely fine. What did you do, doctor? So this is what our faith is. So we have to believe what we want to be. Depending upon your belief, your whole chemistry will change, and the environment will change, and your stem cells will create you what you want. So learn to create that belief that will take you up. Don't learn to create a belief of sickness. Oh, I am always a sick man. I am a weak person. I am a hot-tempered man. I can't control my anger. Let's not create these sort of beliefs. Let's create a belief, I am as healthy a man as anyone else into this universe. I am as strong a woman as anyone else in this universe. I am as happy, as healthy a person as anyone else into this whole universe. Once you have that belief, your belief will take you up every way. In simple thing, we always say, negative thinking people turn out to have more problems than positive thinking people. Extroverts, you always know, are much happier than introverts. Introverts are always negative people. Okay, so these are a few things I want you to understand, and keep your belief like that of a strong belief, a positive belief, and a healthy belief. Now another small thing, anything else you want to ask me? Don't forget to disturb me, I am just talking to you. I am not giving you a lecture. You can always tell me anything where you are stopping. Let us analyze that. Yes, Kapil?
The unconscious and subconscious mind, are they same or are they different?
Okay. Unconscious and subconscious, these are just two separate words.
Okay.
Yeah, these are two separate words. Either subconscious or unconscious, whichever word you use. We scientists use the word unconscious. while all your saints would use the word subconscious. Okay, it is just the same. There is nothing in between. So it is not like conscious, then there is subconscious and unconscious. This is all the same, just these two parts. Let's not differentiate between that. There is something in between, like the way I talked about delta waves. Okay, in cancer there is always a mutation of a gene. One gene alters and the cancer forms, and we can always pick up which gene is mutated. In that conference, when I got up, and I was pretty young at that time, I just had one query, and I asked the speaker, so which gene was mutated in the mother? Which gene was mutated in the one sister? Which gene was mutated in the second sister? Which gene was mutated in the third sister? If it was genetic, the same gene should have traveled from one person to another. Okay? Here, all 4 genes were different. That itself tells you cancer is not genetic. Yes, the mutation occurred, cancer came in the family, history was there. And I think end of that talk, just remind me, I will tell you why you get cancers in your families, why you get diabetes in the family, why you get heart diseases in the families. Okay, let's finish this topic of ours, because that's altogether different. If I go into it now, we may be missing a little bit, but just remind me. I will explain to you and I will make you understand why this happens. It's very, very interesting to understand why it happens. Very interesting. And once you understand that, your vision will be much more clearer. I've just talked about the moment whatever thoughts we have in the mind, maybe a thought of anger or happiness, or I want to be a cricketer, it's a good thought, I want to be a topmost cricketer in this world. Your brain starts secreting number of endorphins, growth hormone, serotonin, dopamine. We have calculated these. Okay, and these will put your mind, your whole body into a positive mind, in the direction that you want to be. So belief is important for you to do anything. Okay, and once it is there, even when you are sleeping now, you have that belief inside you. You don't have to record it and put it with earphones. Your belief will put you into sleep. You will reach your delta stage. This belief will start entering there. When you get up, you will get up with these dreams. The morning's dreams, you always say, will turn out to be true. These are the thoughts which you had in your unconscious mind, which you are repeating in the morning. Constantly you are repeating them. When you are repeating them, they are through your the delta stage, they are entering your mind. Now what I am trying to do is voluntarily try and repeat it. Here, involuntary, it is playing on you. And once they are there, they enter your unconscious mind. And when they have entered your unconscious mind, they are constantly playing, and you should never miss what you want to be. You will always become one that you want to be. Always. Unless you have changed your belief in between. Because for your effect, your parents will be there. Your colleagues would be there. Your peers will be there. Your people around you. Your circumstances will be there. You may not get an opportunity to go into that. Okay? Then that will make you change. But with all these things, once you are focused on a particular thing, I'm telling you, I'm committing to you, you will never ever miss it. A student who stands first in the class keeps on standing first in every class. Does it mean there is no other student who is as good as him? But every year you find him, he is the first one. When the result is declared, first is first one. Because he knows he has to be first. His belief is perfect that at the end of the result, he is the one who is going to be number one. And you see that happening. So belief is that important.
So Doc, expanding on what he said, also besides the thought that you nurture in your mind, the thought that you put in your head, is it when the timing also is very, like you said, theta, when you're sleeping. So is the timing of when you think also very important?
If you have put up that dream while you were up to the age of 7, if somebody has put up that dream inside you, fine, it's already inside. But if you want to create a new dream now, it is not going to enter it. This is where I said the timing is very important. If you are wasting that time of a twilight stage twice in your day, you will not be able to put it so much inside your unconscious mind. And what place is your unconscious mind? You want to make it. Whole day say, no, I'm going to be. But when it comes to your twilight time, some other thoughts are there inside you. And that time, you will miss the boat. Unless you put what you want to be inside your unconscious mind, you will not reach that level. So you have to put it in see, now for us only time that we have is our twilight time, to put it in our unconscious mind. During the daytime, whatever we talk, whatever I tell you, you go home and take it from me, you have to forget that.
So I go for a walk on the beach every day. I walk for about 1.5 hours.
Perfect.
It's always during twilight.
Yes.
I walk fast, and that is the time that I think. That is my time that I think. Is that the subconscious mind?
What is it? That's not your twilight stage. That is your relaxed stage. Twilight is in your theta stage. When does your brain go into theta stage? From a beta stage to alpha stage, then theta, and then delta. It is that when you're about to fall asleep, that is your twilight time. What I am talking, not twilight time of the day. It is your twilight time of your brain. And when you get up from alpha stage, from delta stage, you come into alpha stage. That little time is your twilight time. These are the two times. Morning you can easily catch up. You know you are awake now. But night is difficult to catch up. You don't know when you are into that theta stage. That's why the best thing in the night is to put your earphones and put on create whatever you want. Create that mantra like thing and put it on and keep it up. Okay, so the twilight stage of your brain I am talking about. Okay, not your twilight stage. That is more relaxed time for you. Yes, anytime you are relaxed time. See, now I told you, I will be in gamma stage or beta stage, because this is I'm talking in a much stronger way. Then when I'm when I'm going home and cooling down and relaxing myself, I am in alpha stage. Then I go into delta stage, that is a sleeping stage. So during that time is my twilight time. Okay, so it is very little time when you fall asleep. It's much you can extend this to even half an hour when you are getting up. Okay, because you can voluntarily do that. All right, are we there? You think you are getting convinced? Okay, now there is one more thing I am going to teach you. So when we were born, when we were young people, we were taught A, B, C, D or Sri Ganesha. Okay, at that age of 2 or 3 years, I never knew what Sri Ganesha was. None of us knew. But what our parents have done, just gave us a Sri Ganesha. They wrote it and we are just copying it all the time, again and again and again. And it is so much inside your mind. After that, has anyone ever taught you ABCD or Sri Ganesha? It is so much deep inside our unconscious mind. So the second most important, after visualization, you create that belief what you want to be inside you, and third is repetition. Repeat that belief again and again and again. If you are getting that same dream of being a cricketer every now again and again and again and again, you have to be a cricketer. If you are getting that dream of being fit again and again and again, you have to be a fit person. There is the sicknesses, you can just throw out your sicknesses just by repeating it again and again and again and again. If a man who was supposed to be dead by the age of 30 is still talking to you with so much of force, I have that which I have been getting repeated for the last so many years, 20, 30, 40 years. The same thing is when I go to sleep, that's the same thing I repeat. When I go to pray, I don't do anything else. I don't ask God for something. I just pray that I am fit and I thank God for that. When you do the jap, a lot of people do this jap, you take a necklace and count a bead, and what do you count? What do you count usually there? You say, You say Om Namah Shivaya or some prayer depending upon whichever religion you are into. Each religion does that. What does it mean? Repetition. And what are you actually repeating? If you, in Hindus there is a mantra for every sickness, and you just and that mantra comes to us in Sanskrit. You just generate that mantra. You just try and see that mantra. Say, I am falling. There is a Mrityunjay mantra. What does it say? It says, please give me health. Please give me health. Please give me health. And that you are repeating again and again and again. But what happens is when we are repeating, I am repeating it in that Sanskrit language, and I don't understand anything. And I just keep on repeating. That has no value. Whenever you do a jap, create your own mantra. Do that jap yourself. And if you manage to create that own mantra which you understand, which you feel, which you believe, and then you repeat it again and again and again, there is a very high chance that it is going to enter your unconscious mind. And once it has entered your unconscious mind, it is playing like a simple tape recorder. So let's not do. Many times your budget tells you, oh, somebody is sick, say Mahamrityunjay mantra, say 1 lakh time. What do? We pay a budgie. We give him 50,000 rupees and he sits down there and says it 1 lakh time. Is it of any use to us? No. We need to do it ourselves. Okay, and even in Sanskrit, these are the mantras which they created for every sickness. Keep on saying that again and again, and you are out of that sickness. Today we analyze what is vibrations, how loud and this and that. No. It is, when you say it, you believe it thoroughly, and you make a part of that yourself. You visualize it, that I am healthy. Okay, and then third thing, you repeat it. Visualize, believe, repeat. And then it has to change your body thoroughly. And it changes it chemically, because every time you think of a particular thing, there are some chemical changes inside the brain, and this is how you change your environment and create yourself into whatever you want to be. Now here you are, okay? I say you are okay. You don't want to say you are okay. But I keep on telling you, you are okay, you are okay, you are okay. You go to your doctor says you are okay. Your wife says you are absolutely fit and fine. Your children say, Papa, you are absolutely fit and fine. Don't you think it changes you? But if the day you believe it, you have changed yourself. It will be more effective when you do it. But simultaneously also, your family, you will also do it. If your child is some little negative sort of child, you will try to change that child slowly, na? By keeping all the things in the family and pushing it onto him. Okay? But the moment the child believes and have that confidence, then it's a different story.
Same belief, same repetition, same visualization.
Visualization, belief, repetition. If you have done it yourself and you are doing it, you are at the highest thing. If you can't do it, I have to do it. Okay? Like many times you hear, this man was good. After the marriage, he became a different man. After the marriage, he became fantastic man. After the marriage, he became a bad man. Okay? So it is, and you know, our wives have a tendency, Gita, to keep on teaching us every now and then, again and again and again. My wife is not here, she'll still teach me how to dress every day. Did you dress properly? No, change this. This is not matching, change your shirt and go.
Not your wife,
everyone's. Okay? Alright, that's why we say, that's why wife is called the Lakshmi of the house. With what mode she enters, with what mode she changes people in the house, because she's got everyone to change. She's got the poor husband whom she can easily change, and she's got her children which she can start changing right from the womb. Right from she is inside the womb. See, these are all the things we are doing. I have only understood the science behind it and I am giving you the science out of it. We are all doing all these things. Constantly we are always doing all these things, and which turns out to be good or bad. So now we have to learn to do only good part of out of it. Okay? All right? Are we together at this time? Yes. Okay. Let's teach you something different. Don't forget to talk to me about your cancer. Huh? Okay, now I want to take you to a stage of what I say is power breathing. All of us do pranayam, and we know that's the best exercise we can do. Okay, and over the years, a lot of research has happened on power of breathing. Everyone has looked at it differently and generated different meaning to it and generated different results out of it. Okay, and so this is exactly what I call power breathing, to do something extra than what we want ourselves. These days, all of us, the word immunity has become a common to us. So let me take up that immunity word, and let's see what that power, how can we change our immunity through power breathing. Okay, now somebody has devised a power breathing. 3-4 people have devised power breathing in a different way. When I say power breathing, it has to give you little more than what you are getting just through your breath. We always talked about pranayam to relax our body, but no, now I am talking about same pranayam to excite your body, to stimulate your body to do something better, something more effective. Okay? Say, through power breathing, first thing is you are taking in oxygen. You are taking in air with 21% oxygen. So you take in more oxygen than otherwise. And you are throwing out your CO2, carbon dioxide. Okay? You throw in more carbon dioxide than you can. So what will happen? In the result, body will get excess oxygen and you will throw out more carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide creates carbonic acid, and if you do that, you do it at a level where more of acid has gone out and less of acid is forming and more of oxygen is there, and after some time your body becomes a bit alkaline. I would say a bit alkaline. We have calculated this, how it becomes. If you make your body a bit alkaline, your immune system suddenly realizes something is wrong with your body. Body's pH is 7.4 exactly. If it becomes 7.42, it will not cause any, and for a little time, it will not cause any harm to your any organ or any cell. But for your immune system, what is this immune system? Is a whole defense system of your body, the way we have our defense system. Right from people fighting on the border, to military people helping you here, to all their sweepers and all those things, to their captains and all those people, the whole thing makes a one immune body, our immune system. What happens is, the moment from my neutral pH it becomes a bit alkaline. If it becomes acidic, it's not good. It can harm your cells. Alkaline for a few minutes or a few seconds does not harm my cells. But what has happened, the immune system immediately recognizes something is wrong with the body. So what happens right from your brain, it starts activating the whole system to your hypothalamus, your pituitary, activating the neurohumoral axis, to your thyroid, to your thymus, to all your glands, and to your liver and all those systems. Something is wrong, go and find out what is wrong. So they get an order, go and find out what is wrong. So everyone starts searching out what is wrong. And you know what is wrong is what you have created. So this becomes a sort of a dress rehearsal for your immune system. So every time you practice and practice and practice something better, you can create wonders. So this is exactly what happens. You stimulate your immune system, again, say at least twice a day, and over a period of time you find your immune system becoming so strong. Forget about infections like corona and your other viruses. even diseases like diabetes and cancers can be controlled just by your immune system. And even we have found the patients in depression, after the power breathing, they go out of depression without a tablet in as less as 1 month's time, without a tablet. So if you develop that habit of developing the power breathing, I tell you, half of your job is, half of your war is won by you, especially these days. Okay, and how do we do it? Number one, first thing, just be relaxed and breathe as much as you can. So when you pass more air through a small opening, it generates noise. This is how you play all the organs, na? You pass more air through small opening. So when I take more air through my nostrils are same, the opening is same, I am pushing in more air than normally, so it makes noise. So I take as much air as possible. So normally you take 500 ml of air with one normal simple breath. Here you can take as much as 1.5 liter of air. Okay? You expand on top, expand front, expand at the back and push your diaphragm down. So you increase the chest cavity. And when you are leaving, leave it slowly. Because inspiration is always shorter, expiration is always longer. You keep the same normal physiological response of your hypothalamus. This physiological response is governed by hypothalamus. You don't change the brain. You keep the brain as it is. Just create alkalinity inside your body temporarily. So easy. You do this exactly 30 times. If you do it too much, you may make it too alkaline. That may cause harm inside your body. Do it exactly 30 times. Okay? And then what we do is, we advise once deep breath and hold on as much as you can. You can easily hold on for a minute. And then throw out and hold on just for half a minute. Okay? What happens when you hold on? You have only no oxygen inside your body, you have more carbon dioxide at that moment. So here is your heart, which has got your coronary arteries, 1, 2, 3, and in between there are a lot of collaterals. So when you give it for some time a little bit of CO2, just for a few seconds, the heart energy wakes up. Baba, I'm getting less of oxygen, and there are millions of collaterals inside your heart, they start getting opened up. Okay? If you need a savior from the heart, it is your collaterals. Okay? And many times when we are putting those stents and doing the surgery, we are messing up with these collaterals. And I'll tell you, today we say a block in the heart is good. Okay? Of course, a doctor has to know which block. That doesn't rule out angioplasty or angiography. They are all fantastic procedures that we have created. But for everything, we should know what is required. There are so many patients of mine with 95% blocked, and they are doing better. I know if I send them for a stent there, they will collapse. Okay? We can talk about it something later. Let's not go away from this main theme of ours. Okay? Alright, so these are the two things which you have an advantage. So let's do this breathing ourselves. Once you do it, rest is very simple. Okay, let's all do it. Yes? Yes or no? Nobody wants to say yes? Okay, come. Come. I will give you a rhythm. Start counting. And how do we count? If you start counting with your mind, you will always miss them. Just every time you breathe, flex a finger. Flex. The oldest way of counting, people used to count coconut. They never knew what. 1 coconut, 2 coconut, 100. They used to keep 1 coconut at the side. Na? Okay? So 1, 2. Every time you breathe in, you flex one finger. Then open up finger, this will be count of 10. So this side also you have a count of 10. Again count of 10. This will be 40, 30. So once you reach from this end to this end to this end, you know your count is done. Okay? Because I want your mind to be free. When you are counting, I want subsequently I am going to tell you, you can recite your mantra inside your mind. Okay? So whatever mantra, I want you to create your own mantra for your own life. Whatever little mantra that you have created, you can recite it during this time. I will summarize and give you how exactly you will go ahead with this. Okay? So let us do the full process. So it is 30 times, then one deep inspiration, hold on at least for a minute, then expiration, hold on for half a minute, then take one nice relaxed breath, relax yourself, and then do it again for 30 times and again for 30 times. And we are going to do all these things. Okay? Let's see. So let's do it. I'll count it, don't worry. I'll say, or you start counting it yourself. Close your eyes and concentrate on yourself. Don't hear anything. You're using your oxygen. Take your oxygen to your brain. Take your oxygen to your every body. Take it everywhere that you want. Take it that deeply. You can do it at your own pace, you can do it faster, no problem. Idea is only to take more oxygen and give out more CO2. Once it is inside, it's completely inside into your brain, into your mind, into your whole system. When it is going out, it's totally slow. Don't force when it is going out, just relax and release it slowly. When you are taking it, you are doing the active work. Stretch your chest as much as you can. Just concentrate on yourself with your eyes completely closed. After your 30 times, a deep breath. Open your chest out. Make your ribs separate from each other. Raise your shoulders up. Push your stomach down. The best thing is this is to be done is when you are lying down. Your stomach goes inside. If you are doing it when you are in a lying down position, okay? You are taking so much of air that it must give you a musical noise when it goes inside. All your nostrils and all will be opened up. You will never have to go to the ENT doctor. For the first few days, it's going to pain your muscle, chest muscle. Because that's what happens when you do a lot of activity suddenly. You are creating a capacity to take in 1.5 liter of air inside your chest. Open up completely. When you are throwing it out, just release it. No activity. When you are taking in all the possible strength, Take it right inside, take it inside and give it out. Okay? After 30 times, take one deep breath, hold it on as much as possible. Almost all of you are finished. Then take a deep breath and hold it out as much as possible. Just hold it out as much long as possible. Make an effort to hold it on for a longer time, because you want to create that little bit of few capillaries, open up a few collaterals inside your heart, and not just your heart, inside your brain, inside your liver, inside everything, so that the blood starts moving in very multiple directions. Then give out and then slowly relax yourself. Come to a normal level just for a few seconds. Okay? Now after this normal level, let's do it back again. Don't wait for too long. The whole 90 times is one cycle. The whole 90 times lasts about 5 to 6 minutes, that's all. After 30 times, take a deep breath, hold it on as much as you can. Take that deep breath and hold it on. Just hold it as much as you can, little longer than first time. And then give out. Hold on there. And then take a few normal breaths, relax yourself. You can do whatever you want. And now, one for the last time, okay? This is important, okay? Third time, okay? Again, let's start now. Very important that you don't miss the third time, okay? 26, 27, 'and now a deep breath and hold on. Eyes closed. When you leave your breath, leave it slowly. Don't leave it with a jerk. When you want to leave it, just leave it slowly. And just hold on for half a minute, 30 seconds. Then you slowly open your eyes and just relax your body. You will feel giddy. At this stage you will feel giddy. You will have almost like a goose hair on your body, because your blood for some time is alkaline, it is abnormal. You will totally feel different. Just relax for some time. This time now your immune system is totally activated. What is wrong inside? Every cell of immune, every soldier of your defense system is activating and is moving out, trying to see what is gone wrong. Of course, it will not find anything going wrong, because this is not an attack done by some foreign body or foreign organism on your body. This is what you have created. So activate like this your immune system in the morning and evening, twice a day, and see yourself what happens. And it's important, when I teach these people, just say one time's enough, we'll do it at 30 times, and they never end up in doing it. The first lesson of anything good to be learnt is perseverance. And a lesson of and any perseverance will always give you the results. And a lesson of perseverance is, take a job, small job in your hand, and do that job till you complete it. Many times I know this, I'll do it later on. This never happens. Every day take 5 jobs and pursue it. You want to listen to create a good atmosphere in the house. Your wife is giving you some lessons. She's teaching you something. She does it with all the good intentions. Pursue yourself. I will listen to all that. 1 minute or 2 minutes, listen to all that. Calmly. You'll see the calmness in your house. Whatever happens, take a small job. Complete that job. And if you develop that habit, take 5 jobs every day and complete those 5 jobs, you will develop that attitude of finishing a job. Here, what I taught you in the first few breaths is the same thing you did at the last, but I made you complete it to understand the perseverance and to see the effect. I'm sure most of you, how did you feel? John, how did you feel? Yeah, you have been doing it, you have changed your whole life, your diseases have just disappeared. Okay? Michelle? Light-headed, okay? You feel for some time a little bit giddy, and remember 2 things. Many times all our yogas and all, they do it with the legs crossed. What is legs crossed? If we say our right side of the brain controls the left side and the left side of the brain controls the right side. So also the functions of the brains are different. Right side of your brain has different functions with emotions and all those calculations and all. Left side has got all together different functions. So when you cross your legs, either you can cross it in any way. You can even just touch them like this, or you can sit down with your legs crossed, or you can just cross your legs like this. You will find both your brain hemisphere are in synchrony. So the exercise that you are doing with both your brain hemispheres. Otherwise, only one side of the brain is exercising and the other side of the brain has gone to sleep or thinking differently. And these two thoughts are different. When they are in synchrony, you have a better chance of being in synchrony with your whole universe. And then your health is much, much better.
So the best results is when you're sitting cross.
When you're sitting cross-legged, that is the best. You've seen all the yogis, they will come this way and do everything sitting with their legs crossed. Every activity they do it this way. This is the best. All your pujas and everything is done this is the best way. This sitting itself is like a meditation. Because at this stage, both your brain hemispheres are synchronized. This hemisphere is getting messages from here. Simultaneously, this leg has crossed this side. So from this leg also it is getting messages. So also this leg. Okay, when you even when you touch it, it's enough. But whichever it is, whichever you are comfortable, be comfortable. And the best way is to do this when you are sleeping also. Beautifully, you can see your stomach going deep inside when you are doing it in sleeping. But just touch your legs to each other. In sleep, you can only touch your legs or hold your hands like this, so that your body, your mind, your brain is in sync with each other. Okay, otherwise both times our two hemispheres talk, think and work differently. Many times you are reading something and some other thought is there in your mind. Okay, so these are very, very few scientific things that you should do. And another two that I want to tell you is, during the whole process, keep that smile on your face. Just do this little exercise. The moment you change yourself, just try it yourself. Just do like this. Just do like this. See the thoughts, processes that change inside. Just this little exercise. You just concentrate and see that. When your thought process change, what changes? The environment changes. The internal environment changes, because that every thought process will lead to different secretions from the brain, and the whole environmental situation changes. So you want to have a best of everything that goes along. We just talked about our whole body is filled of energy. Is it there with you? Am I a proper man with a fill of energy? Okay, I want you to experience one thing. Come. Can you see some energy around my head? I can see around each of you. Every head I can see a beautiful halo. We are used to seeing a halo in front of people with saints and Buddha and all that. Their photograph is always shown with halo. Do you have a halo around your head? Can you see that halo around my head? Okay? Can you see that? Just see it straight. Around a little light around the head, around my head. Concentrate. If you can't concentrate, just make your eyes a little bit smaller, because you have to see it once, it's enough. Then you see it all through. Always. I can see it beautifully around your head.
That's because I don't have hair.
I said around, not on the head. Around the head. Okay? Who has not managed to see? You managed to see? No? You still find it difficult. John, you can see very well. Okay? Michelle? You can see it very beautifully. Baba? You can see it now. Okay? Sunil? Geeta? Yes. Kapil? You can. Now only two of you. I want you to see it.
So is it a
Light, something light.
Is it a visualization again?
No visualization. You are seeing that. It is there. You can see that energy coming out of my head like this, like the rays of sun. And that's one of the way our body controls all that we do. One, through the brain and through neuromuscular junctions and all those neuroendocrine system, it controls your body. That is one way. And the second way the brain controls the body is through a direct waves. And I tell you where these waves can reach. Direct. It just throws the waves around. See it properly. Come in front and try and see it. And see. I'll bring you. You come here. You come here. Now, Yes, I'm seeing it beautifully around you. Once you have seen it, then you have seen it. Does everyone manage to see her?
Yes.
Okay? Just see on the wall. Just try to see somewhere in that sort of a shadow to begin with. Don't imagine, no visualization.
Very good.
Can see?
Very good.
We can see coming?
Yeah, yes. Very clearly. See, what I understood from him is it's such a low frequency.
Yeah, you have to pick up that. Once you have picked it up, you know how to pick it up.
Generally, we don't see that.
Like so many sounds you don't hear, na? You don't hear. But if you develop a habit to get up in the morning and hear the sound, you will find even at least 50 different birds singing in different tunes in our own building. Birds, outside. Here I can hear even a crow singing somewhere outside. So this is what you have to just learn to see that. You just have to learn to do that.
So I am focusing more on the hello rather than the person.
Yeah, focus on the
Because
hello.
of the person, I don't see
Yeah.
that.
We focus here.
I'm
Here.
focusing on the
On-
energy area.
Focus on the wall. Just see it once, then you get it. Because you have to train your mind, your brain to see that.
Yeah, I think it's practice again.
Yeah, a little bit of practice, fine, okay? Ability that you have to create for your mind.
Exactly.
You have to create that. Many things in the morning. I've told you at least 50 birds I hear singing early in the morning. And if you sit down and learn that, develop that practice, you will find many more birds. You can hear those sounds and ultrasound. You know about ultrasound. We don't hear ultrasound, but your dog hears it beautifully. Ultra smell he hears. It smells and catches you 100 kilometers away. Okay, that's one thing which you have to learn to develop. Okay, and if you can develop, all the energy healers do it with that. Then what next step? Let me tell you, they are able to hold this energy in their own hands. The moment the energy comes in your hand, you can see the heaviness inside your hand, and they will draw it down in your energy and will use it to heal the part which is sick. And they will just push your hands like this over your body. Your mother must have done it when you were small. She must have just taken some mirchis. She didn't know what she was doing. Take some mirchis, just put them. Next day you are okay. You are okay.
Yeah, this chili thing, is.
Reiki is something similar to that. They don't even know what they are doing. Here you are seeing these waves. Once these waves interact with the whole universe. Where and how fast do they interact? Okay? One thing, you know your young ones, your close ones, wherever they are, you are in contact with them. That's what I said. When your child goes out in the schooling, don't imagine that your child might meet with an accident. Don't worry about it, because you transmit that worry to that child, and that child actually gets an accident. Just have that feeling, yes, my child is fine, she'll win everything and come back home. Okay, this is one part. Second, your distant people, this is your routine experience. Your children, especially with your children. Your children is somewhere out there at a distant. Something happens there, and you ask her, she talks, she almost knows what happens to her child the whole day. Okay, she will phone her up and, are you eating? And she'll be eating her food at that time. Ask her, she does it every day. And secondly, there's a big science of astrology. My astrologer will tell me your position of your planets is like this, it's not good. So that is why I'm suffering. Or now next month your position of your planet is good, so you will not suffer. And many times you will be surprised when these astrologers tell you something. It just happens on those particular days. We have those experiences. My daughter's marriage, this will happen at this date here, definitely. Okay? And it happens on that dot. How does it happen? Because this energy of mine is now in touch with all those planets. So you are in touch with your universe. That is the definition word I have put into the definition of health. You are in touch with your universe, then you are healthy. Okay, start working on this energy of yours. Don't miss this energy. It's huge that we have. It's not that Gautam Buddha was also a simple man. It's not that he has a hello and we don't have an hello. Each one of us, you just look at him. Just look at him. Just keep a whiter background. You'll slowly be able to see. Or you stand in front, you just look at your own hello. Stand in your bathroom, see that there's a white wall behind, and start concentrating on that, on your own head in the bathroom, and you will be able to see your own energy. Once you get it, because you have to train those brain cells of yours. Okay, I've seen this. It's very tiny, it's not, even your camera doesn't pick it up. It is that tiny, that small energy which looks up. It's constant. The moment there is a little change in that, I know there's something wrong inside your body. It is constant. You have to train your mind a little bit. Once you see it, you see it. Once you are trained that brain cell, then the moment you look at it, you know. And subsequently you can hold it in your hand. And when you're holding it in your hand, your hand becomes heavy. And then what you could do once you have learned to hold it in your hand is hold it here. Once this has come, the first you use, bring it down and use that energy through your hand to stabilize your body energy in one flow. Energy has to always flow. If it stops flowing, that is a disease. So you use three things. I use three things here to stabilize your body energy. Then on the hands, and then wherever is the disease, you use that energy to heal that area. My heart is still surviving because every day I'm making those valves still stay there. Okay? When I had, suddenly I had a very high sugar, so I was pre-diabetic, I could bring that energy and stimulate my make my pancreas and my liver healthy. And it is possible. This is how the energy healers heal you. And they do wonders, I'm telling you. When you find them, they do wonderful jobs. Absolute wonders, okay? So let's leave it there. We have to slowly, you have to work onto that. And the day you worked on it, you will be so much enriched yourself. Okay? First is decide what you want out of your life. Unless you know what to ask for, you'll never get it. Isn't it? What to ask for your life. You decide, I want to be like this. I want to be rich. How much rich? I want to be 100 crore man. You write it down for you. Put that figure inside your mind. It will never come if you don't put it inside your mind. Okay? This is what I want to be. I want to be rich. I want to be absolutely healthy. I want to be young. Whatever mantra you want, you create that mantra, write it down. Write it down wherever you are reading it. So that all the time that mantra is in front of you. Use even when you are doing your jap, use that mantra which will make you strong. Because when I'm saying it, I'm thinking about it, putting it in my mind, and I'm bringing it on my lips. Okay? That means unless it has gone into the mind, it will not come on my lips. First it has to go into my mind. So it is there inside your mind. And it is processed. Okay? Alright? So wherever you are, whichever condition, you try to recite that inside your mind. And the 2 twilight times is the most important time we have to do it. And we have to repeat it. Say it again and again and again. Say it to ourselves. Okay? This is one. Learn the ability to see this energy yourself. This is what you must do. Tune your mind to see the energy. You can ask John how beautiful, after he's seen that, how well he had changed his own life. He came to me with a stroke, with a brain. Yes, there is. You can explain. He can talk to you. Okay, and create that whatever you want to believe. Create that 100% belief. The belief is important, and then power breathing, physical exercise, and work with this. And I'm sure all of us can have a fantastically healthy life. A false, I am sick here, this is happening, that is happening, I believe I'm getting pain in the chest, all the time I'm worried about I'm getting a heart attack. These are the negative things. Okay. Now the question is, any other question I asked before I answer his question? Okay. Remember the question is asked, why the cancer is running in families. Okay. And initially, yes, we also believed the breast cancer is running in genetic, we called it. So in that talk itself, I told you every mutated gene was different. By the time you get a cancer, there is some mutation somewhere. Okay. If it is different, it has not traveled in the family. If it has traveled in the family, it has to be the same gene, like your hemophilia. You have the same gene which keeps on, which gives rise to lack of factor VIII and gives you hemophilia. Okay. So it's same Y gene, it's not X gene. Girls don't suffer from hemophilia, boys suffer. Okay. Because then you can trace, yeah. Thank you, John. Okay. Then you can trace the same gene. Then it is genetic. And there are hardly a few diseases, like one is hemophilia, Huntington's chorea, and another 7, 8 that we know are directly transmitted through the gene, because you can trace the same gene in everybody. Okay, here it's not the same gene which is traced.
Sir, are mental health issues also genetic?
Not at all. Mental health is your...
As he said earlier, no? Doctors, a lot of doctors say your father had it, your mother had it.
Absolutely wrong. And I would say absolutely wrong.
But in my case, it's been the topmost psychiatrist has said that because your mother has a genes of bipolar and depression, it has been come with the genes itself only to all the siblings.
Why don't you sit down, Mona?
No, I like to stand.
Tell your psychiatrist I am telling them he is wrong. He must alter himself, okay? He must learn better things. Okay?
But now in continuation of that, I
Yeah.
like my father had a strong OCD problem.
Yes.
There are different types of OCD. Okay, either he would lock something and he would check that thing 10 times, or he would wash his hands for like 15 minutes. But I noticed 5 of his siblings doing the same thing.
Absolutely. Doing the same thing is okay. I agree with you 200%.
My mother, we never knew this is called OCD. I mean, at that age, she used to check the lock, regularly. Now I also feel I have some of those symptoms. We are particular about certain
That's why you
things.
asked about the
Yeah, but I know this. I spoke to Ritu about it. Ritu also mentioned that, So we know that some of those symptoms are there. So again, is it something more environmental, something more, conditioned related?
Okay. Now the first thing is, Mona, why don't you sit down? Otherwise, come here. Okay. Oh, you can sit down there and watch it. Because I'm feeling uncomfortable seeing you stand up, okay? It's difficult to see a lady standing and you are sitting, okay?
Oh, they're sitting only, know that.
Those days are gone, doctor. I haven't gone.
No, because
No, I was finding it uncomfortable.
I've been strongly said by many doctors that because your mother had a problem of depression and all 4 siblings have it.
It is not only said by doctors, it is written in a number of our medical books, okay? Large number of our medical books. And today I say this is totally wrong. Absolutely, there's not even a question about it. What happens? Now let's take this example of cancer. Then you can apply. These are small issues. Cancer is a big issue. Okay, why suddenly? First thing is, I have my 2 brothers. This happens a little bit more in ladies because ladies are more towards this, okay? It's a breast cancer, okay? Mother gets a breast cancer. First thing is, the breast cancer person suffers. And when I see my mother suffering, it enters my mind very much. Especially at that twilight time of mine. All the time I'm worried about my mother suffering. Okay? When I'm sleeping also, okay, how is my mother? Okay? When I'm getting up also the same thing. So it has entered my unconscious mind. Then it's suffering. Suffering is something, it hits you too much. If I give you some sweet thing, you'll eat it and okay, you'll say this is nice. But if I give you something very, you say, very pungent or very horrible thing to eat, for years you will remember that. Okay? Because that hits your mind much more because you think much more about it. So when it comes to suffering, it hits much more. Again, your unconscious mind. And you have watched her throughout. Unconscious mind. It has entered your unconscious mind. Simultaneously, I have a few doctors telling me this is going into your genetic family. Yeah? You also have a possibility of getting it. When I go to my doctor, oh, you also have a possibility. We also write the family history. No? You have a possibility of getting it. So that has gone into my mind. And I've taken care of my mother. And it has totally inside your mind. So once it has gone on your subconscious mind, you have to get it.
I agree with you, but on the same time, when they label you as bipolar or a cancer person,
This is applicable for your bipolar or single, unipolar or tripolar.
No, because if my mother has a suicidal tendency, that is passed on to all the 4 siblings. So how, that mind cannot train you for that, because we feel that thing has been passed on like
No,
that.
Mona, we only talked about training your mind for that, okay? You missed that. I will give you the CD. You missed that. We only talked about how your mind can be changed, how your mind behaves,
Yeah, I agree with you what you
and
said just now. No,
and
that-
how do you? No, you've not heard the whole thing,
No, but
okay?
what you said just now, I went to past in that
Yeah.
that sentence of yours, that when my mother was going through depression, so that was going in our mind.
So
Absolutely.
this is how we learn and develop inside it. That's a simple example I was getting. A rich man's a poor man's most brilliant son still remains poor, but a rich man's most idiotic son still knows how to make money. Okay, pick up these examples. So this is completely wrong. So this is gone out of your habit. Now, see, in a fat family, everybody is fat. How? Because the mother themselves has made them a habit to eat more. Unless you eat more, she is not happy. She has made you a habit of eating more. It's only when you have eaten sufficient that you are satisfied. So that more becomes your normal. So you become fat. And a slim and trim mother will make almost most of her siblings slim and trim, unless they have been influenced by something else. So we are what we are influenced in our unconscious mind, which keeps on happening, which supersedes our conscious mind by 40 million times. It is that powerful. Today's science, this is today's new science we are looking at. We are very sure that this is all, it's genetic, has nothing to do anything except these 5-6 diseases.
Like what you have observed, it has gone so deep in your
And it is
mind.
so easy to understand. You do your genetic study, and you will find the genes are different. Okay? That gene of sickness. See, the moment I have a diabetes, I have some modulation into my gene. And we have identified hundreds of genes giving rise to diabetes.
So this brings me to another question. If this is so proven in science today,
It's not yet proven by everybody. The whole science does not know it. This is our new science, okay?
because doctors still, talk about family history, each and everything. you talk about cardio, you talk about anything when you go, and
We need to change it. This is where I'm spending my time on it.
So, Doc, you are saying that when she says that her mother had suicidal tendencies and she, all of her siblings may have it, is because she wants to believe that.
No, she's been made to believe that. Whatever your parents have taught you, what's your profession? Businessman. What's your father did? What's your grandfather did? Okay. Suddenly you have not become a job man. Nah? Look at the people whose parents have been only doing jobs. Their siblings only look at the jobs.
fall into that category because we always heard from early childhood. You need to be to a job.
So repetition your unconscious lifetime from 6 weeks to 7 years, it is fixed inside. And then even during your twilight stages, even when you became beyond 6, it's the same thing that you are hearing and putting in inside. So obviously you try to behave, that's ultimate. A businessman's son easily becomes a businessman.
But in that case, you can't say that my mother will teach us or will have impact saying I am doing the society, so I am going to teach my children how to suicide.
This is exactly what I am trying to tell you.
Because it has...
You are not teaching.
No, not teaching also, but I believe, yes,
You are not teaching.
That
See,
her behavior has affected us so badly.
your child does not learn by what is told to him. Your child learns by seeing, by touching, by feeling, okay, by observing, and it learns by environment. Whatever happens in when you are talking, you create a particular environment. That environment, I am interacting with that environment. So when you are creating the same environment in your whole house repeatedly again and again, so it is belief and repetition. And that most important time is that your theta stage. Right from the time you are 6 weeks into your uterus, into your mother's womb, till the time you are 7 years. Whatever has happened in your life there, in your house, has entered your genes, has entered your unconscious mind. And you behave that much, that way. And your unconscious mind is, I have to repeat to you because you were not there, is 95% is unconscious mind, while only 5% is conscious mind.
The good part
Okay?
is it can be changed.
It can be changed. Today we are learning how to change. These are the only 3-4 things we have learned today to change. As time goes, we will definitely get something more. As time goes, we are used to medicine also. We might even create some medicines onto that. But for the first time, we are learning this science as on now. We are learning this science. This is what I would say it as a new age science. This is called as a new age science. There is a full-fledged science, branch of science which is developed called as epigenetics. It's a total branch which is to be taught to we have never heard about, developed over the last few years. What is epigenetic means? It's above the genes. Epi is above the genes. It is control over your genes. How can you alter your genes? Today it's very easy for us, it is possible to alter your gene and your behavior. Once I alter your gene, I alter your behavior. It is possible today. Because we have this branch of epigenetics. Try and study this branch a little bit. Epigenetics is so fantastically telling us. First day you see when you learned your car, okay, and you're so stiff,
Yep.
okay, but you drove well.
Yes.
And then slowly you learnt it, and you repeatedly drove it, kept on driving it again and again, kept on pushing it even in your twilight. Today you learn driving, even when you are sleeping you are thinking, how did I learn driving? So you used your repetition, you use your twilight stage, and then you slowly put it into your unconscious mind. Today, as you are seeing that side, somebody comes there, your legs goes on the brake. So it is possible to change your unconscious mind very easily even at this stage by repetition. That's what, these are the 3 words we know right now. The faith, visualization, the faith and the repetition, and making use of this twilight stage where you can enter your unconscious mind. Okay? Thank you.